Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for being here, for taking the time to watch this video. This video is about the language of business, accounting, finance. This video will show you why you as a business owner can thrive if you master the language of business, if you master accounting. So I want you to think for a moment about the sport that's your favorite. So take a moment to think about it and imagine you watching the game but not being able to read scoreboards. How would that make you feel? Not so good, right? It doesn't give you a sense of security or understanding of what actually is going on in the game. If you can't read the scoreboard, you can't know the score and you don't know what's going on in the game. That doesn't feel good, now doesn't it? Have you ever heard of the phrase, accounting is the language of business? Warren Buffett, you probably know him, he mentions that the accounting is the language of business. Same as sports have a scoreboard, businesses have accounting statements, have financial statements. Unfortunately, there are a lot of business owners out there that don't actually really understand how to interpret these scoreboards that are essential to manage your business successfully. Most of the business owners don't actually know what really is going on in their business. That way they're having a hard time go towards which decisions to make and where they currently actually at. I like to use the analogy of sailing a ship. So imagine you not being able to sail a sailing boat, sailing ship, not having the skills to raise or lower the sail, not understanding how the wind works. How would that make you feel if I say, imagine you would enter that sailing ship with your family to go on a holiday destination, but you as the captain are lacking the skills to control, to manage and steer a ship in the right direction with the right tools and skills. I don't think you would feel very confident. You wouldn't feel very confident to enter that ship, right? I wouldn't. The same applies to business. Business requires business tools and skills in order to succeed and thrive. These business skills and tools, one of them is understanding the language of business, which is accounting. So having a basic understanding. So not only knowing, there is a big difference between knowing and understanding. Someone that knows something doesn't necessarily understand it and can apply it to their day-to-day. So that is the big difference. Having the business skills and tools of actually understanding the language of business. Being able to interpret financial statements is an example of that. I would say that the knowledge and skills and understanding of accounting is a greatly undervalued principle, undervalued skill in the world of business. Why? Because often a lot of people say, well, I have an accountant to do those things for me, to make sure that the numbers are all set up and are presented in a financial statement. But what does that do with you as a business owner, as the leader of the company, as the captain of the ship? What does that do with you? It makes you insecure. It makes you not being able to actually understand and make good, sound, long-term profitable decisions for your business. You will be limited to what in your thoughts is the reality. And what is in your thoughts is often not the same as what actually is the truth on paper. So that is why I'm such an advocate of business owners having that knowledge, having that skills, experience, and the confidence to be able to speak that language of business, speak that language of finance and accounting better and better. Important piece of information that I want to mention is that in approximately 99% of all businesses in the European Union, as I am living currently in the EU, are small medium entities. So entities that are businesses that have approximately less than 15 employees. So those are relatively small companies where they are not necessarily able to afford a very high experienced financial in their business. So what happens? They usually outsource their financial person to an accounting firm, and that does something with you as a business owner. That makes that you are very reliant upon an accountant on being able to determine, to interpret these financial statements that these are so essential, which are so essential for the success of your business. Just to name a fact that the majority of businesses that fail due to a lack of cash flow management, understanding how the cash cycle in a business, how that actually works. So the time from when you purchase your materials or your inventory or your cost of sales until the time that you get actually paid for your sales. That is your cash cycle. That is actually something that is one of the biggest reasons why most businesses fail. As I already mentioned previously in another video, I myself have a background in accounting. I'm a certified management accountant and have worked in the previous years with many different businesses, business owners, and different industries and services and products, and have noticed that what a lot of the business owners had in common is that they actually did not have a very good understanding of where they were at the moment. So they had a very good focus on the product, on the service they were providing. On that team, they were very adamant, very specifically focused very much towards improving their product, towards improving their services, the quality and the review of the customers about that product, which is a very important element in and of itself. But they almost always forgot to give attention on understanding both historical figures but also looking forward. So what decisions do we need to make today in order to make our business successful? What decisions do we need to make today? Which actions do we need to take consistently today? Ordinary actions that lead to extraordinary results. Change is not made by making one big decision. Change is made by small decisions implemented day in, day out. That is the takeaway I want to give you here today, is that you as a business owner can improve your business, but this can only be done if you are willing and you have the time to invest. That comes to, in the end, it's all about having the time, the willingness to invest in learning the language of business, having the right skills and tools and experience to, for yourself, be able to make a decision, make an interpretation by yourself without your accountant on what actually is going on in your business. Some closing thoughts here. We've discussed the reasons why most businesses fail is due to a lack of or bad management of their cash flow, of the payments that they make and the payments that they receive, bad cash flow management, and that most of the business owners that I have worked with in the past have very little attention, they give very little value to being able to interpret and understand these financial, to be able to interpret and understand these financial statements. So what actually are the numbers telling me? We've also talked shortly about how this business skill of being able to speak the language of business, thus having the skills of finance and accounting as a business owner, is a very much undervalued skill, but which could provide very much a lot of value in a relatively short time. So I want to thank you for the time you took to watch this video. I hope you got some value out of this. If so, please then subscribe to my channel, leave a comment or like behind. And again, thank you for your time and see you in the next video.